I'm Justin. Today I'm gonna do a video on my C5 Z06 on how much it cost me to put an A&A supercharger on my car. So this is my C5 Z06. It has a V3 Ti A&A supercharger kit on it. It's got an 8 rib setup on it. It's got a big fuel system from A&A Corvette over there. It runs on E85. So the first big number you got to put into play here is the supercharger. This supercharger kit costs $6,000 with the V3 Ti blower. It's an extra $200 for the anodized blower. And then also I optioned out for 80-pound injectors. The 80-pound injectors were an extra $200. You can definitely go bigger than that. I went ahead and optioned to do that just so I can run flex fuel on this car. Also, it does have the 50mm blow-off valve over in the fender. So there is a couple things that I've done to the car to customize the kit for myself. Now, this car does have an 8 rib setup on it. Now, this is not the setup from their website. This is a setup from Innovators West. So you can see right down there, it's with the balancer and everything. I optioned to do that. Their setup that they have on their website, it just looks a little bit more complicated to me, and I wanted something more streamlined and simple. I haven't seen any belt slip lately on this. The belt tension is very, very tight. I usually get it set pretty well. And that Innovators West kit is $1,300, but it gives you all new pulleys. It gives you a new balancer. It gives you everything that you need to go ahead and make your car an 8 rib setup. Now my kit, I went ahead and did all the work myself. I do all the work on my own car. So I don't know what a shop would cost. Just in parts alone, I have right about $8,600 there. Then the fuel system, I went ahead and ran the A&A system, cause they just make it really nice. You kind of run a line from the back of the car to the front of the car. You run a return, and that kit's good for at least 800 horsepower. I had to drill the tank, and then their fuel pump sits right in the louver right there, and then just runs the fuel line right up to the car. Now, my review on A&A Corvette. I think they are just the best bang for the buck. I mean, a lot of people go with ECS superchargers. A lot of people go way different ways. I wish they made a great turbo kit for these cars, because I would definitely be turbo in my car right now if that was the case. But a lot of the turbo kits just look a little bit messy in my experience. I love to do a single, but they don't make a kit for the car. Now, A&A, they are awesome to work with. I've had issues. I've had a few things just from myself doing, not from them, not from their kit, just kind of my own stupidity. And I've had to pay extra for a couple things that I've ruined. So they are just amazing to work with. I mean, Jeremy over at A&A Corvette, they are just great to work with. And anything you need, they call. I mean, I was able to buy extra parts for the kit. I mean, I know some supercharger companies like Supercharger, I heard, not saying anything, but I heard that they do not sell parts, which that's not that great, but I don't know if that's true. So my opinion here, I think this is kind of the best bang for the buck for the horsepower you're gaining. My car on E85, it's got a forged bottom end, nothing special there. It's making between 700 and 750 horsepower. So like I said, altogether, I have $8,800, $8,600 in the supercharger kit alone. So that's not including the engine, that's not including anything. That's the fuel system, the injectors, the 80-pound injectors, the 8 rib setup, and then also their external fuel system. Now the car, I mean, it makes 9 pounds of boost. I have a 3.33 pulley on there, and I have a standard drive pulley on the bottom end. So it's only making 9 pounds. Yes, they do make more when you're just running a stock balancer on the 6 rib setup. If you're running like a 3.8 to a 3.4, each one of those pulleys is about 2 pounds. I used to run the 3.4 on this car when it had a stock bottom end, and I ended up bending 2 rods on the engine. I think that was my own fault. It had a 2-step on it, and it went lean, and it just grenaded those 2 rods. Now, I didn't blow up, it just bent them, and I had a ton of blow by. So I went ahead, forged the bottom end, but we'll get more into that on the build of the motor later. But like I said, it only makes 9 pounds, but it is right between that 700 to 750 horsepower range. And that's just going off racing people. That's just going off of other cars. But I'm hoping to one day to get on a dyno and get a video for you guys. But I have $8,600 in my NA Supercharger kit, and I would not look back once. I would love to be able to single turbo this car one day, but I love having the AC. I mean, you're making 700 horsepower and you have AC, and I drive it in sunny Florida all the time. So, I mean, that is my recommendation for these C5s. This is my second kit, my second C5 I've had this kit on. They are the best bang for the buck. They make the best noises, and that's what I recommend. If you guys would like to stay tuned to the channel, I'll go ahead and do some more videos on my C5. We might have something else coming to the channel. We'll go from there. Thank you guys. All right, guys, so we're gonna roll into it in second gear.